Welcome back to Take Note. I'm Polly. Thanks for joining me. We're going to get into a notebook stack today, talking about 743, Pilot 743, by the way. It's my fanciest pen, and it's a good ride. But I have a lot of budget-friendly pens that also write well. And a TWSBI Diamond 580 Prussian Blue. This was a special edition. Love that pen too. So I'm all across the board with budget items. I think there are a lot of great notebooks and pens, fountain pens on the market that won't break the bank and that are very fun to use. And I'm going to talk about some of them today. Let's get into it. Now, I was a big Moleskine user until I started using fountain pens, and the paper just didn't stand up to it. And I was starting to lose patience with it a little bit anyhow when I was using markers. I kind of created my own bullet journal on the Moleskine, and they just weren't holding up. But one of the reasons I liked the Moleskine is because of the size. It wasn't so. Let me grab my Vivid Scribbles journal over here. You can see this in another video. This is a great notebook, and I'm using this one for my morning pages, and I'm about to crack into another one. But you can see this is a Boss Lady notebook. I mean, this is thick. This has got about 200 pages, which include print ink test sheets and an index in the front and the back. And this is 120 GSM paper, and this is a big, thick, hardback cover. I love everything about this notebook, except it's super big. And I'm not a big Leuchtturm user. I know that's sacrilege. It just seems too much for me. I don't know why I haven't adopted the Leuchtturm. So since I'm no longer using the Moleskine for my planner, for the other work I'm doing, I was really missing the size of the Moleskine, right? It's a little more narrow than the big, bulky Leuchtturm or A5. You could see the difference here. So I wanted more this size, and it was hard to find this size, a little slimmer, more in the lines of Moleskine, in fountain-friendly paper notebook, but I've done it. So I'm going to share that with you today. This is what I'm using for my morning pages. It's about to taper out, but these are notebooks that I've used in the past, and I love them because of their narrow, minimal feel, slimmer, right, than a big A5. This one in particular is very slim, and these are notebooks I haven't heard about a lot. But I've had great experience. I like the paper, the ink shows up well, it's sturdy, I like the narrow pages, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, I never remember the name of this, but this, I believe, let me look at this up. I have had a hard time finding these since, but this is a Jourmore Travelers, and it's 160 GSM. This is thick paper. I love the cover though. Isn't that happy? A little sailboat on that. This is super thick paper. I finished out a notebook like this. This is about the size of your standard Travelers Company Travelers notebook. In fact, it would fit in there. This is enough for me to carry on its own. I like it. It's got that real soft hardback, if that makes sense. It's very similar to the Vivid Scribbles hardback. It feels sunny. You've got a pocket. You've got a pen loop that they tuck inside for you that matches well enough. It's just going to stick on the back cover if I decide to put. And they give you this cute little, what is this? Cute little paper clip, maybe? Is that a flower? Is that a maple leaf? I don't know what it is, but it's cool. And it's copper, which looks really cool. I like it whenever these notebook companies go to the extra step and drop something fun in like that. And that's in the pocket in the back, right? And then you've got a standard band, which I don't use notebooks without it. I'm big on the band. That's important to me because I'm always throwing my books around and they open up. And this comes with two bookmarks. And I've used another version of this notebook. Actually, I think it was the same one, but I used it last year and I loved it. I loved writing in here. The ink showed up great. I have small hands, so I love that I can easily carry this around and grab it in my hand, and it's not a deal. This is a beast. This is a beast. And this is great for morning pages when I'm doing my 3 pages and I'm home and it stays at home. But if I want something else in my bag, I like the smaller, more minimal design. Now, sometimes I do take my standard Traveler's Company notebook with me. You can see this would be about the size of an insert with the cover and everything, but it is enough real estate for me to write on. I have no problem with that. So that's one option if you want a slimmer profile A5. Now this one is a new one that I haven't tried yet, but I like it. The paper's a little creamy. It's definitely durable. It's let's see if it gives me any information about this here. Poking in the pocket, I'm getting tabs, very cool, that match the book. I got the brown one. It comes in multiple colors. This one I think came on Amazon. It's called Microspark. And I like these little tabs. It looks like one end is attached and the other end is easy to pull up and is just going to go right over my page, either around it or sticking out from it so I can find my way. This looks like you can mark pages or write your name in this. Now Microsparks come in multiple different colors. I do think they have a lined version. This is a dot grid. Like I've said before, I often prefer grid or quad ruled paper, but I'm getting more and more into the dot grid because it affords me a little more space and also it's easier to come by. So this doesn't bother me. I picked this one. It's something I want to try. The paper feels real nice and thick, and I'm looking forward to this. It's a hard cover, but it feels maybe more like cardboard. It's not quite as, it's definitely a little flexible. It's not quite as hard as the big back Vivid Scribbles or Moleskine, but it's not a soft cover either. Like I'm not able to bend it. So that's a slim profile. Now, this is one of my favorite notebooks, I think, of all time. This also comes in several colors, and I love the feel of this. It's got a little textured feel. It's a soft cover, but it's real sturdy. I've worked in this before, another one. It held up great. This is a dot grid of kind of creamy paper, but I found the ink shows up really good on here. And in fact, you can see the pages are numbered. We should do a test drive of the ink so we can see how the Shinkai shows up. Remember, for the ink, and I've got this upside down to you now, but for the ink, I always come back to the last page, and that's where and this is GLP author. Yeah, this pen is all over the place. It's so smooth, and that's Shinkai in my 580 diamond TWSBI, and let's see what that does. So you can see, well, when the light is behind it, yeah, you can see. Maybe there's a little ghosting on this last page, but honestly, no problem for me. Yeah, it dries pretty quickly. I can see when I press the pages together there, it left a little shadow, but normally I slip in, the ink is either dry by the time I finish the page or I slip in a blotting sheet. I like the page numbers at the bottom, and I just love working on this paper. It's thin, it's lightweight, it feels good in the hand. I like the cover and the feel of it. Oh, they give me a blotting paper right here. I didn't remember that, but now that I see it, I do. So that's cool. A nice thick piece of cotton paper that fits perfectly in those pages. How nice. I love that. GLP Creations, this is the author, and no wonder it feels so great because it's Tomoe River, 68 GSM, 192 pages. So the 68 is a little thinner to the feel, certainly thinner than the Microspark, and thinner than the Jourmore. I don't know how to say that. I'm going to put this, I'll link this at the bottom of the video in the notes so you can see what I'm talking about. Both of these, all three of these are stitched binding. That's good. They're low profile. These two are slim A5, more like a Moleskine size, and this is more like a standard super slim A5 Travelers Company size. But this is one of my favorite notebooks right now, all time. I can't wait to try out more of these. It comes with your bookmark. You know, I like the minimal design of everything. I want these to be practical things I can work with and use and get into and drag around with me and throw in my bag and carry around the house and do all this. You can see it's 212 by 132 millimeters. GLP Creations, the author. You've got index here, table, and the whole thing feels good in my hand and minimal and easy for me to get down and get to the business at hand, which is writing in this beautiful. Now they have several different colors. It's I'll put the links down below, and they send you a thank you note from GLP Creations. So these are my solutions. I no longer carry a Moleskine. I often carry my Traveler's Notebook cover with the Traveler's Company refills inside, or certainly ink refill. But there are times around here I want a hardcover notebook for my morning pages or my projects or my book projects, and I want a low minimal profile, thin, slimmer, and easy to throw in the bag. And these are great solutions. Thanks for watching Take Note and for delving deep with me into my love of slim profile notebooks. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.